Thank you, Wisconsin. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you. Please. Wow. Wisconsin. I've been all over the country, all over the world. I chose Green Bay to do my next project because you guys always kind to me every time I come to Wisconsin, and I love cheese. Goat cheese. Yes, I am from the Middle East, but ever since September 11th, I feel so Mexican. See, how many of you have flown since September 11th? Aren't you glad I was not sitting right next to you on the plane? I don't care how nice you are, you get nervous when you're sitting next to me at 35,000 feet. I had a priest sit next to me on the plane. You know, I feel my job as a Christian is to comfort you. It didn't work. This man was nervous. He's like, "You're not Middle Eastern, are you?" I go, "I'm sorry, I am." He goes, "Is your allegiance to this country?" I said, "Yeah, I want to die here." No. Yeah. You know, I used to be able to talk about my faith on the plane. I can't do that. Do you want someone like me to tell you how to meet your God on an airplane? What happened? We used to be your 7-Eleven people, remember? Where did we go wrong? We stayed up all night for you people. The Koreans went to bed at 9. We stayed up all night. We took your camel jokes, your Slurpee jokes, they didn't bother us. Now we're 9/11. I mean, I had little kids come and make fun of me. You know, this girl, she goes, "Do you know where Middle Eastern people go when they die?" I go, "Where, honey?" "Heaven 11. Ha! And I prayed. I said, "Lord, what do I tell airport security?" And God said, "Celine Dion and Elton John." I go, "Come again, Lord, I don't speak Hebrew." And God said, "When you sing, you will not have an accent." It's true. So now I don't talk to airport security. I sing to them. I walk to the airport, I look at the officer, I go, "Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes." He goes, "Where are you from, boy?" I go, "This land is my land. This land is your land. What are you doing here?" "I believe I can fly." He goes, "You sound Middle Eastern." I go, "Feliz Navidad." You know, there's songs I can't sing at the airport, like, "Ooh, I'll catch a grenade for you." Or "Bamba la bamba." Or "Every breath you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you." You dropped the bomb on me, baby. But I finally figured it out. You know what? Nobody's scared of a girly terrorist. So now I go to the airport, go, "Hi, who's gonna frisk me today?" I fly for a living. That's all I do. I was in Texas the other day. Any Texans in the room? Yeah, somebody was talking, to me, and like, I don't know why they do that, cowboys. Like, the guy goes, "You know what I mean?" "Yeah, I know what you mean." I was doing the Frisco Stadium in Texas, and then after the show, they had fireworks. And he comes to me and goes, "Hey, boy, you have fireworks in the Middle East?" I go, "Yeah, but they come down." And then I went to Canada, Saskatchewan, Canada. In the winter, minus 40 degrees, minus 40. And the pastor said, "Oh, it's a little nippy, eh?" Nippy? I'm from California. We evacuate in this kind of weather. When you can freeze at room temperature, that's not nippy. I feel sorry for marriages over there. Can you see the wife going, "Honey, I don't feel your love." "You don't feel my love, I don't feel my feet." Then last September 11, I was invited by the United States Armed Forces to go to Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. Any military people here, raise your arms. God bless you for what you do. Thank you for what you do for our nation. I go all over the world with the military, and they brief me on everything about Germany, except they didn't tell me you need €0.50 to use the restroom. €0.50 to use a public restroom. I was negotiating with my bladder for 2 hours. I don't know what to do. I don't have change. Can you wait? You know, Germans are great people, but some of them look angry. You know why? They're not angry. They don't have change. You know, it costs €2 in Germany to buy a can of Coke, €4 to get rid of it. But to those that don't know me, my name is Nazareth. I was born in the city of Nazareth in Israel, and it's a family tradition to name you after the city. I feel sorry for my brother Waikiki, my other brother Albuquerque, and my sister Buffalo. Location, location, location. Like when you guys name your kids, you look at the baby name book, we look at MapQuest. But you know, I was born in Israel. I actually grew up in Kuwait. I went from kosher to kosher. You know what that is? No pork. So when I was 17, I snapped. I started smoking ham. And that led me to harder drugs. Before you know it, I was doing Canadian bacon. Hey, are you sure your mom is gone? Did you bring the skillet? You two go light a cigarette so mom can't smell the bacon on our clothes. But I moved here 29 years ago, and I love this nation. People, we live in the greatest place on earth, right here. Amen. Yes. I remember when I became a citizen, I had to go to the immigration in Los Angeles, and you walk inside there, they give you a small American flag made in Korea. And then I needed a translator because my examiner didn't speak English. True story. But you know, coming here, you need to learn 3 words. If you're from a different country, you come here, you need to learn 3 words in English. Help, how much, and for external use only. Because Pepto-Bismol and bubble bath look the same. But I love this country. You know what, I've noticed in the last 20-some years, things are getting expensive nowadays. My wife sent me to buy some groceries for the first time. I don't do grocery shopping. I'm not good with coupons or, you know, shopping. So she gave me 12 items. I go to the grocery store. I come to the counter, you know, 12 items. She goes, $260. $260 for 12 items? She goes, you want to donate $1 to world hunger? Not anymore. A can of peanuts is $15. Peanuts. Isn't peanuts means nothing? $15. I go, how come it's expensive? She goes, well, gas prices are up. Well, tell me where they grow it. I'll go pick it up myself. $260. She goes, you want paper or plastic? No, I want a gift box. Wrap it up, put a bow on it. And you go to Walmart. Why pay more? Because you charge me more. You know, I have a 14-year-old boy. I said, I'm going to go do some hobby together with him. So I went to this Bass Pro Shop, and you know, I'm from California. We don't do hunting over there. People, you know, they don't hunt. They just can. So I said, you know what? Let's look at the hunting gear. You know, a rifle is $400 for a rifle. How can our gang members afford it? $400, and you can't just go hunting with a rifle. You need the outfit. The animals will laugh at you. Look at him with a V-neck and loafers. Hey, the Italian squirrels are over there. You need the camouflage outfit, $290 for the outfit. You know why they want you to buy it? So if you get lost in the forest, no one can find you. And then you need to put the black makeup and stuff like that. By the time you're done, it's $1,000. It's cheaper to go to a petting zoo and say, hey, do you have a deer I can stab? Well, this shirt is $32 at department stores. At Ross, it's $12.95. No, I didn't buy it at Ross. You have Ross here, right? You don't have Ross? Well, good. Because there's Ross all over the country, and they don't tell people. Their items are slightly defective. That's why it's cheaper. I bought a shirt once, one sleeve is shorter than the other. I had to walk like this all day. And one time I bought a pair of shoes. It was a little slightly defective to the left, both of them. You walk long enough, you're going in circles. But I love everything about this country except going to doctors. Do we have any physicians? Oh, I don't know. I just don't like going to doctors. It's painful. You're in pain in this country. You call the doctor. Who do you get on the phone? The receptionist who thinks she's a doctor. Hi, I'm Nazareth. I'm in pain. I need to see the doctor. What's the problem? The problem is you didn't go to medical school. When can I see the doctor? Oh, he doesn't see patients on Tuesday. How about tomorrow? We don't know if your insurance covers that. No, I don't have an HMO. It's not a PPO. It's called a no. When's the next appointment? Next year? I'll be with the Lord by then. Can I get a second opinion? May I speak to the other receptionist? That's why they have 2 receptionists. Get a second opinion. I got one 6 months later. I went to the doctor. I forgot what I called him for. But if you cancel, they charge you for it, right? What do? You walk inside there. They give you a questionnaire. 4,000 questions about your family history. Don't fill it out. If you're paying that kind of money to see the doctor, don't give him a clue. He went to school, he should know what's wrong with you. Because we're Middle Easterns, you know, our parents don't tell us what's wrong because they want the daughters to get married. You know, I called my grandma. I'm like, my grandma is 95 years old, 4 foot, all her life, 4 foot. Her biggest fear in life is coffee tables. And I don't know about Middle Eastern women. Once they turn 75, they stop changing clothes. They wear the same dress for weddings, to bed, everything. Never wrinkles. And the hair is messed up. I'm like, grandma is great. You know, grandma never had a bank account. So every money she ever got, she puts it in her dress. I'm serious. So when we were little and we needed some money, I go, hey, wait, brothers, I'll get you some cash. Come on, grandma, let's belly dance. Come on. Hey, grab that roll of quarters right there. But, I just write across the form, adopted. That's it. Check me out, doctor. I don't have a family history. And then what do? They put you in that waiting room. It's like 2,000 magazines. You wonder why? You'll be done reading all the articles before they move you into the holding tank. That small cold room where they leave you there until you heal. Yeah. And just to make sure you're not gonna leave the room, they make you take your clothes off and wear the robe that's open from the back. So you don't run. I'm here for allergies. Why should I take my clothes off? And it's always freezing in that room. You wonder why? Just in case you die and they forget about you, you don't stink till they find you. And what happened? The doctor doesn't know that. The nurse, before she leaves the room, she scares you. She makes it sound like the book of Revelation in the Bible. I'm like, when's the doctor coming? No one knows. In a twinkle of an eye, like a thief in the night. Here's the white robe. Just be prepared when he comes. So you're naked, humiliated, embarrassed. What do? You start opening the drawers, looking in there. Try all the machines on you. Steal some rubber gloves. Then the door opens and you sit like, oh, doctor, I healed already. I did not mean it. I went home with her bathroom key still stuck in my pocket, with a big piece of wood attached to it. What, did the guy work for a gas station before? So I called him. I got the same angry receptionist from 6 months ago. And we found the key as a comedian who stole it. I didn't steal it. I took some gloves. What is this, confession hotline? What do you want? Well, you have to bring it right now. There's people waiting here. Oh, I don't deliver keys on Tuesday. You know, I have allergies. Anybody have allergies? I'm allergic to a lot of things. Like, I'm allergic to dust mites, pollen, Nancy Pelosi, Lady Gaga. Everything. No, really, I went to an allergy doctor and he does the test and he goes, you're allergic to sand. Sand? I'm from the Middle East, man. Try something else. He goes, you're also allergic to furry animals. My whole family is furry animals. We're Middle Eastern. Look at your babies when they're born. They don't have hair. They have fuzz. Beautiful fuzz. Not us. When we were born, we looked like a coconut wrapped in a towel. Because you know what? There's a different culture between the East and the West. You know, if you were born here, or you're from Australia, Canada, Europe, you're a Western culture. You know, an individual culture. If you're Latino, Middle Eastern, Asian, you know, African American, and you're not born here, you know, you're a Eastern culture. We call it collective culture. Here, when you turn 18, what do you want to do? You want your space. I want my space. Don't come too close to me. I want my space. You have more money, you buy a bigger home. The more money you have, the bigger your yard. Why? You want your space. And Americans, you're a very clean culture. Very clean. When I came to this country, I have to take 2 showers to keep up with you people. In other countries, people are crammed in a bus. You don't do that. You don't want to smell people's BO. Like, get away from me. Americans, they can't take it. Get away. You're in my space. You love space. That's why you cannot tolerate smells. And I'm like you. I love that. But sometimes you go to church and then people start smelling bad. And I'm insecure. I don't want anybody to blame me. Because there's a hierarchy of blame. There's always that lady at church that's like, and she's always blaming. There's a hierarchy. If you're overweight, you're number 1 to blame. The immigrant is second. Anybody with facial hair, number 3. I don't know. It's just like, it's bad because the Bible doesn't say anything. You don't read in the Bible about smells. You know, I know Sodom and Gomorrah smelled bad. You know, Jonah didn't smell any good. See, the Bible never says, thou shalt not reek. You know, there's verses that say, it's not what comes out of man defiles a man, but what goes into a man that defiles him. And do not cause your brother to stumble, for no one knows where the wind bloweth from, but thy Father in heaven knoweth. But if you, thy brother stinketh, you go to him and say, you stinketh. And if he doesn't listen to you, take 2 deacons with you from the church and hold him down. But you love your space, Americans. You love your space, Westerners. Here, we don't have space. We live together. That's why we can't get jobs. Because every job application have a question on it. Name of nearest relative not living with you. None, they all live with us. Here, when you go on a vacation, where do you go? You go camping, secluded places, away from people. Here, we visit relatives. I have relatives visit every summer. I got tired. I called Homeland Security. I'm not saying that, officer, but you never know. Here, because you're an individual family unit, you have a pet. How many of you have pets? Wow, almost all the. You know, when I perform overseas, 2 out of 1,000 have pets. You know, I'm used to it. I have a dog. I have a dachshund, those sausage dogs. And he's neutered, so I named him Rocky to maintain some dignity for the little. And Rocky, you know what? I had to take him to the doctor for a checkup. They have actually animal hospitals. Really, they think they're real establishment. They wear white and they have stethoscopes and everything. So I go into the animal hospital and the nurse is wearing a white robe and she's like, hello, Pooch. No, I'm not from this country. I didn't know. I said, hi. That was it. She's done with me now. We live in a time where people can just discard you real quick. She's like, okay. What is Rocky's last name? I don't know. I forgot to ask his father. She goes, what is your last name? I'm not giving you my last name. My dad will roll in his grave if he finds out. I do have a last name. It's Rizkallah. We pronounce it Smith. For immigration reasons. You know, I'm not political. When I vote, I don't read ballots. I wait till the last second to vote. And I always vote for the guy with the most signs in my neighborhood. Last year, my real estate agent won. So now she's angry at me. She goes, okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions and we'll just get done. How is Rocky's eating habits? He'll eat my shoe if I give it to him. She goes, have you noticed any emotional changes on Rocky? God help me. I didn't. And I couldn't say no because she's angry. I go, you know what? I'm glad you asked me that. Because the other day I was sitting with Rocky and we were drinking apple cider and eating corn dogs. And he actually opened up. This pooch is really depressed. You know, he's angry because other dogs chase their tail in a circle. He's long, he has to go in squares. Wait, there's more. He drank some more. He opened, you know what? Because Rocky normally goes by a yard sale, starts barking. I didn't know why. Till he told me. His dad left his mom with 7 pups. 6 of them were sold on Craigslist. But he was given away at the yard sale. So she's like, you know what? I've had it with you. I'm done. How are you going to pay for this? I go, oh, I have Rocky's credit card right here. You know, there's a difference even in dying, there's difference. You know, in here, when someone dies, they celebrate their life. They talk about a eulogy and stuff. They move on. In this culture, oh, they cry and weep and wear black for 40 days and 40 nights. I remember when Grandpa was dying, I'm like, Grandpa, don't die yet. I want to watch the last episode of American Idol. And we don't do good with funerals. We try to avoid going to funerals because in the Middle East, they bury him that day. That's it. But one time, my wife left for one day. She goes, okay, you take the kids. I'm just taking a few hours to breathe, okay? I said, go, honey. My friend called me. He goes, Nazareth, you know what? I don't know. My father just died. I'm here at the funeral home, and he rejected me all my life. True story. He said, I don't know what to do. I said, you know what? I'll be right there. So I hang up, and then I forgot to get the address. So I called the funeral home to get the directions. And they put me on hold. And they were playing disco music. I'm serious. I will survive. I don't think so. Staying alive. I don't think so. How about another one bites the dust? So they give me the address. So I go, I bring my kids with me. Well, I can't leave them anywhere. So I took my kids, and my son was like, 10 at the time, and my 2 daughters are young. I said, John, just, you guys wait right here. So they have a viewing room, and they forgot to close the casket. His dad is there. Dad. I'm like, John, go close the casket. And you 2 girls, just sit there and quiet. I'll be right back. And I go talk to the guy, and he's crying. I said, listen, we have a heavenly Father that loves us. And, if our own parents don't live up to it, God is always will satisfy that and will cover that if you trust in Him. And I prayed. It was great. And it took me a while, I admit. So I'm coming back, and I look in the viewing room, and John closed one of the caskets, and he is hanging on the thing. And I don't know why they put wheels on it. So it's moving and wobbling like that. My daughter's picking on the flowers. He loves me not. And the 40-year-old found a marker, and she's doing a circle right on one of the pictures. I'm like, oh my Lord. And the kids are looking at me shocked. And then comes this funeral home director. He goes, are those your kids? I go, no. Are you sure? I've never seen him before. But they came out of your car. No, they did not. And then a rooster crowed, but that's a whole different. But it just, life is different. The respect of life, like here, it doesn't matter. If you have a disability, you are loved, you're cared for, you're more important than anybody else. That's what makes country great. I was in Egypt last year. The emergency room is on the 4th floor and there's no elevator. Here, our crack homes have ramps. It's just a different mentality about life. But, food is different. Here, Americans are, in the West, you do whatever you want. You're an individual, you do whatever you want. Until it comes to healthy people. Have you noticed that? People, when they become so healthy, they start telling us what to eat, right? See, I lost weight. I've been on a Fannie Mae diet. I lost my equity, my 401k, and nothing to roll over anymore. I tried to eat a little healthy, but I was in Lakeland, Florida at noon on July 4th, just to make sure it's a true story. And I was there, and there's a cafe there that serves burgers and fries and tofu and health food. Have you ever eaten tofu? It's like eating a jar of Vaseline. All day you're going, what happened to me? So anyway, they're serving health food and burgers. You can't do that. That's like having Israeli and Palestinian food at the same restaurant. The food is good, but the clientele is gonna clash. So I'm going there before my show. I order a cheeseburger and fries and a bottle of water. Nothing's wrong. It's a free country. I'm eating my burger. There comes this bicyclist, not a Harley Davidson. Those bicyclists are matching. He was so skinny, his spandex were baggy. And he looked angry, but it's not angry. It's just because when you don't have fat in you need 15% of fat in your face to look happy. Believe me, you need that. That fat is good. Keep it on your face. And he was eating this recycled stucco. What do you call them? Those rice cakes. And they always want you to hear what they're ordering because they're healthy. Because I'll have a carrot juice. That's all I'm having today. I'm eating. I'm not looking at it. And then he looks at me, and I kid you not, he looks at my burger. He goes, ew. I'm insecure, people. I'm like, excuse me? I'm looking at this. He goes, yeah, why don't you just go bite the cow? This is when I said, Lord Jesus, stay out of this. I'm not going to turn the other cheek. This guy doesn't know anything about cheeks. He'd have no cheeks anywhere in his body. He's not going to turn anything, okay? I was going to tell him, why don't you stick your head in the sand and bite the carrot, but I did not. I just kept quiet. And that's when wisdom hit me. Because these people are on colon cleansers. They need to go to the bathroom every 3 minutes. So I just looked at him, I go, excuse me? He goes, I'll be right back. and while he's going, he goes, this bottle of water is not good for our green planet. What's up with the other green planet? I watch Discovery Channel. Our planet is blue. Yes. And they care about the rainforest. You know why? Because that's what they're going to be eating next. But what makes this culture is great. It's life. It's important. If someone kidnaps you, and I asked generals in the military, I said, what happened when someone kidnaps an American life? They go, whatever we need to do. Special forces, whatever we have to do, we'll get him back. That's American. In this culture, you can kidnap 1,000 Arabs. You go, keep them. I feel safe. That's why here, if someone wants to commit suicide, they go, oh, don't do it, please. We have counseling. We have a suicide hotline. Not here. Our suicide hotline is run by Al-Qaeda. Oh, you want to kill yourself? Can you drive? Don't email me. I get a standing ovation from the United States Armed Forces every time I do this job. Thank you. They think it's funny. But then they think I'm a flashback too. But, in this culture, because you're an individual, you want to fall in love. You want to be so magically in love before you get married. Not in our culture. Our parents pick the bride. Or you want to go for someone with a job and responsible. I shared my story in a prior DVD, but you know what? I was praying for a wife. My dad was dying. He sent me to Israel after his death. I go to the Gaza Strip, the Muslim part of Israel. That night, I meet my cousin, his fiance, and her sister. I'm sharing the joy that I have in my heart with them. And he goes, don't listen to him. He's one of those Christians. Her sister said, me too. I said, would you like to marry me? And she looks at me and she goes, I've been praying for a believer to come to this side of the world. Let me pray and fast for 3 days. I'll get back to you. 3 days later, she came back. She goes, I'm starving. Let's do it. That's how I met my wife. One day I was single. 24 hours later, I'm planning a wedding. Life works that way. God works that way many times. So whatever you're stressed out about, you're scared, you're nervous, your job, your cancer, whatever it is, God can change your situation in 24 hours. He can, amen. But you know what? I am married. I've been married for 16 years. And before I was married, I thought I was a good driver. If you're a single man and you think you're a good driver, get married, man. They'll tell you. I found out I'm a bad driver. That's why student drivers flip me sometimes. I don't know why. And women don't mind telling you that. You know what I mean? You can be just like on the beach proposing to her, say, would you like to marry me? And she's crying, yes, I do. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You get in the car, you do a wrong turn. She's like, what's wrong with you? You're going to kill us. But I pray with my wife. Pray with your wife. That's what makes the marriage strong. But you pray first, man. Lord, thank you for my wife. Whatever the stupid things I say and do, she forgets about them as far as the east from the west. And for that, I am thankful, Lord. Then she prays, Lord, thank you for Nazareth. I know you love him so much you want him in your presence right now. Would you use me as a vessel tonight to accomplish thy will, O Lord? Come back. My wife is into candles. She loves candles. We have so many candles, the Vatican calls us once in a while. But my marriage is strong because my mom lives with us. I'm going to encourage you. Get your mother-in-law in the same home as you do. No. I have my mom, my wife, and 2 daughters. I have estrogen dripping from my ceiling in the form of tears. But, it's hard to have 2 women in the same house. Your mom who thinks it's her house because she's your mom, gave birth to you, and your wife, it's her house. She's my flesh. It's her house. But, there's clashing because we can't argue loud now. We can't fight me and my wife loudly. So this is how it seems like when I come home. Like she goes, come here. Shut the door. Put the mattress against the door. She can hear us. Your mom can hear us. I'm like, she's in her bedroom sleeping. She can't hear us. Oh, she can hear the space shuttle. I know that. Did you see what she did? She took the vase out of the kitchen, put it in the living room without even asking me. It's not her house. She can't do that. Oh, okay, I'll tell her. No, don't tell her. I like her. I don't want to get her upset. I'm just venting out. Well, I'm a man. I need to vent out too. I need to do something. You know what else? She says, why aren't you listening to me? Because I can't hear you. You know what she does? She tells the kids, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. She's not their mom. She can't tell them what to do. Well, you're not my mom. You're telling me what to do. Come back. Don't slam the door loudly. She can hear you. No, my wife is so godly and she loves my mom. And that's great. It doesn't work all the time, but she's making it happen. And we decided after 16 years of marriage, I said, we should go to a marriage Bible study or something in midweek. We never done that. So we didn't go to our own church because they'll think, why they're coming now? There must be problems. So we found a church, I'm glad we did, next to our church. And we went there on a Wednesday night. They have a Bible study. And they put the couples on round tables. They have a table leaders. But these people were not qualified, in my opinion. They didn't know what to do. The guy's just sitting like with index card. Okay, today, okay, let's see what you're going to do. Okay, each couple, here's a card. The guy, guys, write your most intimate prayer. Don't let your wife even see it. Just most intimate prayer. So I'm writing my prayer, and my handwriting is bad because we text and email nowadays. I even wrote 2 bad checks this year already. That's how bad my handwriting. No, I'm just kidding, 1 check. But so I'm writing my prayer. My wife is looking. I'm like, don't look. And next to us is Cindy and Randy. Some people we just met. They're a very kind couple. So he's writing his prayer. And then the guy goes, take your card, hand it to the guy next to you, and have him pray for you out loud. I cannot make this stuff up. People say, where do you get your material from? So I get Randy's card and Cindy's, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, Lord, I pray for Julie. And Cindy's like, oh, Julie. I want to spend more time with Julie. And I want all my life to be about Julie. And the guy goes, it's Jesus, not Julie. There's no L in Jesus. So we don't go to that church anymore. My wife even shopped at a different grocery store because Cindy goes to the one we used to do. See, people don't know what, we're comedians, we're crooked-minded, we're just different than other people. One time I was preaching at a church. I'm just talking. And then some lady comes after me. She goes, can you pray for me and my brother? I'm like, me? Okay, what's the problem? She's crying. She goes, you know, he's 36 years old, never had a job in his life. All he does is sits on the recliner, watches TV. Last night, the recliner malfunctioned and crushed him in, broke his leg. The remote flew in the air and landed on his front teeth and chipped them. I'm like, Lord, please don't let me laugh, please. I'm like, oh, how sad. Lord, I pray for that lazy boy. No, not your brother, the recliner. I mean, what happened to him because of that bad recliner. Another time, I was in Texas, true story. And this is sound, so it's sad. So if God strikes me, you guys know why. I was sitting ready to speak, and this pastor comes up before he introduces me. He has to share a sad story. He's going, you know, last year we had this pastor, he was baptizing somebody, and he asked for the microphone to say something, and they gave him the wired microphone. He was electrocuted and died. I was crying. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I know how it feels. I'm really crying. And the guy looks at me, he goes, don't cry for him, Nazareth. I'm like, oh God, why do you have to look at me and tell him I'm crying right now? I'm like, he goes, don't cry for this man. This man went to heaven. I go, yes. This man died doing what he loves. I'm like, yes. He said, Jesus looked at him and said, well done, good and faithful child. And my crooked mind went, I don't think Jesus told him, well done. Medium rare. See, that's why my mind is crooked. Pray for us. And I have to be a dad with that mind. That's what's difficult. I have 3 children. How many of you have kids? You know, I have 3 kids. You know, I know John is 14, Carol's 11, and Tally is 4. Tally is Hebrew for oops. So we're sitting, you know, I'm trying to be a good dad. So I bought my son a game called Modern Warfare 2. It's a game called an Xbox or something. You know, you have your kids play that. It's our soldiers going to bad countries and shooting the bad people. It's a great game. When I played it, the graphics were so good, I ended up shooting 2 people I went to school with. And my son bombed my school. But I want to encourage you, don't ever do a party for a 5th grader. One time I decided to do a birthday party for my son when he was in 5th grade. I invited 9 demons. That's exactly what they are at that age. Boys. I know, they grow out of it, don't worry. My thinking, my wife left, she's smart. My thinking was, well, they're gonna come, the dads and me will watch TV, the kids will play. No, they made a date night for themselves. And they dropped their kids. Some of them didn't even come to a complete stop. Throw the kid on the lawn. We'll be back at 10. It's 9 o'clock is when we need them back. So fine. So they're gone, and I'm stuck with these kids. I hid every sharp object, everything that could be used as a weapon. But these little demons used my garage door as a guillotine. They would put 2 kids and shut the door. Ah! I'm like, I don't know. I can't, it has to come completely down before it goes up. Mr. Smith, can you do something? So I finally knew what the rope was for. I pulled it. I'm like, out, everybody go in the backyard. I have a seesaw. How innocent is a seesaw? Not to those demons. They put 2 big kids on the seesaw and little kids are... I'm like, get out of here. We have a community jacuzzi. I'm like, can you go to the jacuzzi? Just out of them. So they're in the jacuzzi. I'm counting them. There's one missing. And one of them come out and he goes, you know what? Mr. Smith, I want to take the skateboard, I'm going to lay on it and go along the driveway. See that RV? I'm going to go under it. I knew he could not do it. But something inside of me went, you know what? I'd like to see that. I'm angry at that point. He almost disappointed me, but the little pipe got him. And said, I'm like, come back here, go back in the jacuzzi. I'm counting, there's one missing. I'm like, where's he? Oh, we're standing on him. What? He said he can last 5 minutes underwater or else we get $5. Get him out of here! By the time we're done, their parents coming, I'm acting like the coroner's office. What happened to my son? Well, he got injured with the pipe. His nose I put some ice on it and, you're his mom? Can you back up the van, put the seats down, we're gonna bring him out. What laughing, his eyes are wide and going like this. Well, he was underwater for 4.5 minutes. You owe me $5. But I love my kids, but my kids fight. My boy and girl, they fight a lot. Anybody have that or just me? Applause if you have family, that, kids that fight, or you fought with your sibling. Oh, thank you, Lord. Because I feel bad, they're fighting. I'm like, hey, can you guys just sit there and let me read the Bible to you? Maybe that will help. And Jesus said, when someone hits you in the right cheek, you give him the left. What happened? Dad, he hit me. No, Dad, she poked me in the eye first. No, he hit me. No, she poked me. Look at my eye, she poked me. I'm like, shut up! Let me tell you about the love of Jesus, okay? But that's not fair. He hit me first. No. I'm like, wait. I recommend this to every parent. I have National Football League cameras installed in my house. I go, wait right here. Let me review the play. Well, after further review, it seems like your finger hit his cornea right before his left hand touched your shoulder. Carol, go to your room. John, first down. And I want my kids to listen to good music, good worship Christian music. No. They listen to Disney. High School Musical and Jonas Brothers and all this. Have you seen these guys sing? And now One Direction. My son, look how talented. This guy has an inflamed appendix. Call the paramedics for him. And then there's a guy named Justin Bieber. Have you heard of the Bieber? When he was 15, he wrote a song, Baby, Baby. In the lyrics, it says, I've been looking for you all my life. You're 15. You don't even have a driver's license. You need your mom to drive you around looking for her. Did you look outside of your school district? Maybe she qualifies for the Amber Alert or something. It is great to laugh. It is great to laugh. It's good for you. God called it a good medicine. It's a healing medicine that makes you feel good. The problem is many people wait till everything is fine and they start laughing. A few days ago, I was in Georgia, Vidalia, Georgia. I was doing a banquet and there was a lady in the kitchen working and she's cooking for them. And the pastor came to me, he goes, Nazareth, I want to tell you about this lady. A few months ago, she had a 16-year-old daughter that used to do Bible studies and very good Christian girl. They went on vacation to the beach in Florida. And a 15-year-old boy befriended them, only to find out he was 25, not 15. And what he did is he took the girl when mom was not looking, and he killed her, he raped her, he crushed her brains. It's just terrible. And they caught him and he's in prison. And I'm crying. I don't know what to do. I've never been, I'm like, first thing's like, Lord, what can I do to this? So I took a DVD and I said, listen, I don't know if laughter can help, but I know God said it's a good medicine. And when people are sick, and I know you're sick right now, she goes, oh honey, I need to laugh so bad. I really need to laugh. Because it doesn't change the situation, doesn't take away or bring people back. They said it just distracts you for a little bit. And she said, but I can't stay the whole show. I have to go. My husband's waiting for me. I said, that's fine. You leave whenever you want. I go do the show. I finish off stage and run to the kitchen. I said, did she laugh? They go, oh, she was laughing and laughing and laughing. You know, laughter is from God. Satan perverted it, but God gave us laughter so we can laugh when we're unemployed, when we're going through chemo, when we lost a loved one. That doesn't make us, uncaring or disrespectful or, apathetic. No. It's just, this is a medicine that can make you feel good while you're going through life and through the hard times. Because it's never perfect. Sometimes there's good times, there's bad times. And when bad times hit, make sure you laugh while you're going at it, because it's from God. It's good medicine. So I want to close with this. First, I want to thank you all for coming and thank Celebration too that allowed me to do this here. But ladies, if you have a husband that snores, raise your arm and keep it up. I want to pray for you. Don't be scared of him. Husband, don't look like you're sleeping. You don't know what happened. I have an aunt who died from secondhand sleep apnea. It can kill you. Do something. I feel for you ladies. I know, you know how it started. You were single, praying, Lord, give me a prince on a white horse. Lord said, and then the prince comes, and you get ready to get married, and you go, we're not going to sleep at night. We're going to read the Bible together. We're going to pray together. We're going to sing. We're not going to sleep anymore. And you know what? You get married, wedding night at midnight. He's... And you're shocked. He never told you that. But you're so madly in love, still like, oh, God, my honey wants oxygen. Tilt your head, honey bun, you're making little noises. 2 years later, you still have not slept since wedding night. He's still... Your attitude have changed now. You look up to God and said, God, Moses killed an Egyptian, and you forgave him. Let's just call it a pillow fight that went wrong. 5 years later, still have not slept. You no longer lay in bed. You just sit there staring at him. Look at you. I don't respect you anymore. Should have listened to my mother. She knew something was wrong with you, but we couldn't pinpoint it. I didn't want a diamond ring. I wanted earplugs. That's what I should have asked for. You oxygen hog. You suck the ceiling when you inhale. Look at you. Look at you, and you start treating him like a dog. Roll over, roll over! Get up, bud, and never mind! 10 years later, he has the machine now. And you look at him, thank you, God. I wanted a prince, not a cross. I should have married the horse, it's quieter than the prince. 15 years later, he's old, he got hair in his throat, he's drooling. You look at him and you look at him and said, God, just take him. I sacrifice him back to you. Just like Abraham put Isaac on the altar, here you go. And don't send me a goat because I'm going to keep the goat. I'd rather hear bad and... I don't know. Some of them sound different. People say, oh, that sounds like my husband. No, there's different sounds. Some of them sound like a Harley Davidson that needs tune-up. It'll be... Honey, put it in fifth. I'm trying to sleep. Some of them sound like a lion facing a hummingbird. It'll be... Some of them scare you. They'll be... Wake up, we have a mortgage. Wake up. Not in this economy. You're not leaving me. I don't know why I don't snore. I'm from the Middle East. We're like Jewish people. We snore when we talk. Hi, how are you? That's why Middle Eastern women wear veil. It's not religious. They're tired of the ah. My wife doesn't snore either. We hear every noise that happens downstairs. We have a fridge with an ice cube machine that I know knows when we go to bed and go. And my wife goes, what was that? I go, I don't know. I'm not macho. You know, I'm sorry. I'm not the big Wisconsin macho guy. My macho-ness is somewhere between a military commando and a male synchronized swimmer. I'm like, I don't know. She goes, go down and check. It's your turn. I went the last time. But you're the man. What if it's a female burglar? You know, the thing is like, who goes to bed first? That's the problem. Ladies, if you know your husband snores, you go to bed first. So before you go to bed, say, honey, let's have a drink. Here's some lemonade for me and some espresso with Red Bull. And stay here, I'll be right back. Get some sleep. It's who goes to bed first. See, one time I was doing the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee, a Middle Eastern man performing at the home of country music. God bless America. And I was performing. I finished the show. They gave me a room at the Opryland Hotel, the nice one, the Gaylord. And then they forgot to book a room for my road manager. And he goes, oh, I'll stay on the bus. No, I have 2 beds, man. He goes, you're the artist. Oh, come on, we're Christians. So anyway, he's sleeping in the next bed. I'm sleeping. I wake up to hear someone cutting a tree. and eating Doritos at the same time. Like. So I put my headphones on. I put it on rap because it's loud. I don't like rap, but it was the loudest thing I could. It didn't help. It was like. So I said, that's it. I can't take it anymore. No wonder you didn't want to stay in the room. So I took my headphones, I took the pillow. I said, I'm going to choke him a little bit to wake him up. I came closer. He started talking out loud in his dream. Oh, they're coming. Open the door. Run to the car. Start the car. Oh, the car won't start. They're coming. I wanted to choke him, but I want to hear the end of the story. I'm Nazareth. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wisconsin. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much for